the national championship.
The Florida Gators have won the Southeastern Conference Championship. GatorZone is presented by Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Welcome into a new episode of GatorZone. I'm Gareth Gutierrez alongside Megan Parler. I'm filling in for Jeff Cardozo this week as he is on the road with the baseball team, but that's all right. It's a couple of perfect tens here hosting GatorZone today. And somebody that knows some stuff about perfect tens on the gymnastics team, she had 9 of them, is
Alex McMurtry, a senior year, finished up one of the most decorated gymnasts in Florida program history, those 9 perfect tens, a Florida record. So here's Shelby Granath with all about Alex.
If you know anything about collegiate gymnastics, you've probably heard the name Alex McMurtry. From her perfect Yurchenko double vault to her gym slam to her multiple individual national championships, McMurtry's decorated career at Florida will go down in history. Now, Alex's gymnastics journey started when she was 3 years old, but she never knew how good she was until she faced some adversity.
I just literally ran full force with gymnastics until I was about 14 and I broke my back, and that was like the first major setback. And I didn't stop to think until that point about how far I had come already, how good I was. And it took a major setback to realize that, like, hey, this is my thing. This is not something I want to give up on.
Right away, the Virginia native fell in love with the University of Florida, the first school she visited. And it didn't take long for Gator Nation to fall in love with Alex. In her O'Connell Center debut as a freshman, McMurtry recorded a perfect 10 on her very first routine. An exciting moment for Alex, but also a defining moment in her career.
I think that was one of the nights you lay in bed and you just think, like, what just happened, honestly? And it was more pressure for my vault, for every routine, honestly, which was good. I love pressure. It's just when you're put on that pedestal from the get-go, you have a lot to live up to.
Alex handled the pressure well throughout her freshman year, especially at the NCAA Super 6 competition. Whether or not the Gators would win their 3rd straight national championship came down to Alex's routine on bars.
I had no idea what score I had to get. I could definitely see Utah celebrating in their corral though, so I didn't know if I could even win it. I just went out there and did the best routine I could. Freshman year, you're just along for the ride, so I think I did my job and that's what helped me out.
McMurtry earned 3 All-America honors her sophomore year, and she recorded 2 perfect 10s on the uneven bars. But it was her junior year that was absolutely lights out for Alex. She was the SEC Gymnast and Scholar Athlete of the Year. She was the SEC All-Around Champion. She scored 4 perfect 10s, becoming the first Gator to earn perfect marks on 3 different events in one season. She was the NCAA All-Around Champion with the NCAA semifinal record 39.8125 total. She was the NCAA Elite 90 award recipient, and she was the Honda Award winner as the top collegiate gymnast.
I think it was just a breakthrough year. I think it really came together at the end, and I peaked at the right time, and I could have never told you my junior year was going to be so successful. I remember the coaches setting those goals for me and me not really believing them, and I know that's the worst thing in the world, but I just had to stick with them.
Gymnastics has been a huge part of Alex's life, but her schoolwork has been just as important. The Applied Physiology and Kinesiology major has received a number of academic awards in the last 4 years. And because of those scholastic honors, Alex hopes she can be a role model for her team and other athletes.
I hope I'm leaving a legacy that you can do both. You can do academics and you can do athletics, and you can be well-rounded and be a great leader, but leave a mark on this gymnastics program. You have a life after gymnastics, and this is just a journey, and this is just a step in that story.
When you look at everything Alex McMurtry accomplished in 4 years, the most amazing part is she achieved everything she did while managing stress fractures in her back. Her training was significantly less than that of her teammates, but when it mattered, the Gators could always count on McMurtry.
It was very limited, usually 1 floor routine a week, Bars, I was lucky I could do everything that actually helped my back. I never really vault in the gym. Beam, I would be able to do 1 or 2 series a week.
Let that sink in. 1 beam series a week, 1 floor routine a week. The only vaults she did were at competitions. And yet she is one of the most decorated student athletes to come through the University of Florida. Alex McMurtry was a huge asset to this team, and her talent, focus, and kind heart will be greatly missed next year. For GatorZone, I'm Shelby Granath.
Well, thanks so much, Shelby and Gareth. I just love how Alex always performed. She always kind of seemed calm, focused, prepared, and obviously did amazing things while she was here. Love the way her career ended, and gymnastics finished top 3 in the nation, so not bad at all.
She was certainly fun to watch, and we will miss her, but you won't miss us because we've got a lot more GatorZone after this.
GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. And by Gatorade. Win from within.
Hey everyone, welcome back into GatorZone. Gareth and I still hanging out in the Champions Club, and in our last segment we talked about a senior gymnast. This segment, a senior men's tennis athlete who is an in-state guy.
That's right, all the way from Miami, Florida. Chase Perez Blanco, he was an all-SEC freshman his first year here at Florida and has continued to do great things during his career. So here's Katie with Chase.
Hey Gators, we're here at the Ring Tennis Complex talking some men's tennis. I'm Katie Leahy and I'm alongside Chase Perez Blanco. So Chase, tell us, when did you start first playing tennis?
I started when I was like 8 years old, just playing in like a summer camp that my parents had thrown me into, and it was like an all sports kind of camp, and came home one day and I brought the tennis racket home, and from there on I just loved playing, started doing more tennis, like activities and stuff, and have been playing ever since.
And being from Miami, what made you come up to Florida to play? What made that such a great option?
I wanted to stay close to home, but not too close, and Florida gave me the opportunity to be away from my parents, but still be close enough to go home. And the coaches here, that's what really was like the key for me coming here. They have been just so helpful and supportive like this entire time here at Florida.
And so talking about Coach Shelton, how has he impacted your time here, and what influence has he had on your game and your life?
He has definitely changed my perspective on the sport. He has taught me so much, and he has helped me grow as a tennis player and as a person as well. He has so much knowledge about the game that he's passed along to me, and I feel like I've acquired a good amount, but I'm still learning from him and still eager to learn as well.
And you had a really great freshman season. How did that kind of add into the success of your career at UF?
Freshman year, yeah, it was a great season. I was really excited all year and had like a lot of emotion and a lot of excitement going into that year, and I wanted to prove myself, prove that I could play tennis, and I think that gave me a lot of confidence going into the next couple years, and just that was a good base for me to having that good first season.
And what has been your favorite memory here as a Gator?
Definitely winning the SEC tournament my sophomore year. We were just such a close team, and coming together to win such a big title was awesome, something I'll never forget.
And what do you do outside of school and tennis? And I know that takes up a lot of time, but what other things are you interested in, or other sports that you like to play or watch?
Yeah, most of the time when I'm not playing tennis, I'm just relaxing, laying low. Love watching basketball, football, and going to other Gator sporting events with the guys, and just trying to take my mind off of tennis when I can.
Thanks a lot for joining us today, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
For more information on the Florida tennis team, visit floridagators.com.
Thank you, Katie. It was great getting to catch up with Chase and learn a little bit more about him. And we're going to stay with tennis now, but move over to the women's side.
That's right, Gareth, another senior all the way from Dallas, Texas. Peggy Porter, great athlete, also an amazing student athlete, and a multiple scholar award winner. Here's Olivia.
When it comes to describing senior Peggy Porter, you could say she's hardworking, but that would be an understatement. In 4 short years, Porter has made a lasting impact both on and off the court as a Gator. Porter fell in love with the sport of tennis at an early age, appreciating its intensity and individuality.
I just really liked being able to win and lose out there by myself, and knowing that it was my hard work that got me there.
Growing up, Porter's skills began to match her affinity, and by 2013, she was the top-ranked women's player in Texas and was ranked 4th nationally. So she had her pick of schools when it came to compete at the college level. But it couldn't just be any school. It had to be a school that matched her goals on the court and also met her academic standards.
I always wanted to win a national championship, and I knew that I could do that at Florida and still get the academic degree that I wanted.
And you don't win a national title by yourself. Porter enjoys the team atmosphere and enjoys being pushed every day by some of the best in the world.
It's really great to be a part of a team where every girl's so good and has such great goals both on and off the court.
Porter works hard on the court to be the best in the country. She also puts forth the same effort when it comes to working toward her degree.
She's the most dedicated person to education. I've never seen someone study as much as she does.
Josie Kuhlman, who has known Porter since they were 14, maintains a high level of respect for Porter as a teammate, a student, and a friend.
Like, she's getting into all these law schools, and I'm just like, okay, you go, Peggy. So I'm just really proud of her and just excited to see what she does with her life. She's going to do great things.
As for law school, Porter says she's undecided, but is looking forward to following in her attorney grandfather's footsteps. For now, though, Porter is thankful for the shorter-term goals she needs to meet.
To win a national championship, to get a degree from a school like Florida, it's meant everything to me.
From the Longhorn State to the Sunshine State, Peggy Porter, a national champion through and through. For GatorZone, I'm Olivia Granaiola.
Thank you, Olivia. And unfortunately, the women's team fell a little short this year. They fell in the second round of the tournament here in Gainesville to Florida State. The good thing is, though, Peggy won her singles match, so sending her out a champion, but Gator Nation will certainly miss Peggy.
We got to get to another break here on GatorZone. When we come back, Gareth, guess what we'll have more of?
Seniors?
Yes, more senior features for you guys.
GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. And by Gatorade. Win from within.
Hey everyone, and welcome back into GatorZone. Gareth and I still hanging out in the Champions Club with the Stumpy Harris Gator, and the Gator baseball team did it yet again. Back-to-back SEC regular season champions, and a big part of that, one of their amazing seniors.
That's right, there's a couple seniors on the team, but one of them, JJ Swartz, has spent 4 years here being a Gator. He's gone back and forth between being catcher and first base, full-time catcher this season, and he's been climbing up the record books in a number of categories because he is a senior, and before it's all said and done, I bet you he owns a number of those stat categories.
Throughout the history of Florida baseball, there have been many players to come through the program and leave their mark. Near the end of his senior season, JJ Swartz is one of those players. With his start against Georgia on May 13th, JJ has started more games than any other baseball player in Florida history. This feat was only possible when JJ made the decision to come back for his senior season.
So my dad came up for the draft process just to be there with me, and it didn't really go as I planned. So I got on the phone with Sully and we just kind of talked it out and weighed our options. And that's when he told me he wanted me to be the captain next year. And I think, you know, most people would come back for their senior year if that meant they could be the captain of the, you know, #1 team defending national championships. So it kind of felt like a no-brainer at that point. And then, yeah, it's definitely paid off. I don't regret it at all. And I think it's, you know, God put me in the right place, so I'm really happy about it.
When JJ was named captain by head coach Kevin O'Sullivan, it was the first time O'Sullivan had selected an official captain in his time at Florida.
You know, the whole time it's been a great honor. But when he first told me that, I was, like I said, it's kind of a no-brainer. And, you know, I made my decision right there. But it has been a lot of responsibility and, you know, a lot falls on my shoulders. But I wouldn't rather it be any other way. You know, especially being the catcher, it's kind of a role you have to take on anyway, and just having to see it just solidifies it even more.
That was awesome. You know, he really deserves it. You know, he had a great, 3 years here, and now surprisingly he came back for his senior year. You know, things didn't go his way, but he really deserves that seat to be the first one to wear it. It was great for him, and I'm happy for him.
It's done a lot for us. I think we kind of, at first we kind of all, I mean we still do, all kind of looked up to him. So I mean, it's just seeing that and knowing he goes out and leads by example just kind of helps.
During his first 3 seasons, JJ made 66 starts behind the plate while making the rest of the starts at first base and designated hitter. This season, he knew coming in he'd be the primary catcher.
So my first 3 years, I never really caught this much, so I wasn't sure how I was going to go on my body. But you know, I did everything I could in the off season just to prepare for it. You know, ate better, lifted more weights, did more conditioning, stuff like that. So I think I'm doing good on that aspect. But everything else, just catching more, it helps. You know, with my at bats. So if I have a bad at bat, I can just catch. If I go 0 for 4, if I catch, you know, a 2-run game, call a good game for Brady or something like that, then you know I go home feeling good, and then I can come in the next day with confidence too. So that's something I didn't really have the last couple of years.
JJ's performance on the field during his time at UF has been fun for everyone involved with the program and for fans to watch. But his impact on his teammates may shine even brighter.
He's one of the best competitors I've been around, and definitely one of the best leaders. I mean, the way he knows the game of baseball is something that I just wasn't around a lot, you know, and having him behind the plate is huge because he really knows how to control the game, which is awesome, helps us out a lot.
Yeah, JJ really competes on the field. You know, he's a winner. He knows how to win, and he knows how to deal with it the right way. And you know, he really taught us how to do it back when we were younger. He took us under our wing, and you know, just really showed us how to be a good competitor on the field and even off the field.
Going to Santa Fe, I knew we'd be in Gainesville together, and even my freshman year, we kind of hung out, and honestly, he's probably part of the reason I'm here. So just kind of reuniting and I guess finishing up our careers in college is kind of cool.
As his 4 years at Florida draw to a close, JJ is happy with his decision to become a Gator.
You know, my best decision was coming to the school and not going in the draft out of high school. And then my second best decision was not going to the draft as my junior year and coming back. So, you know, all the best decisions I've made revolve around the school, and you know, I'm so happy I came here. You know, you're going to meet people that are going to change your life, and you're going to make memories that are going to last forever. So.
JJ Swartz and the Florida baseball team clinched the 2018 SEC regular season title. But with the postseason approaching, another challenge awaits.
Well, during my time at Florida, I've had the opportunity to watch a number of Gator baseball players come through this program, and JJ Swartz will certainly be one that stands out in my mind. And over on the lacrosse field, a player that will stand out in a lot of Gator fans' memories is Ali Pavanelli.
Yep, the senior all the way from New York has scored well over 50 goals now in her career, and Natalie has a little bit more about this great senior.
Growing up in Northport, New York, senior Ali Pavanelli was a 4-time All-County player, a 4-time Under Armour All-American, and a 2011 New York State champion. So when it came time to pick where Ali wanted to spend her next 4 years, Florida fit all her criteria.
I was pretty young when I committed here. I was a sophomore in high school. My parents took me down here, and right away I knew that I was going to love this school. The weather, I love the warm weather. A big football school, that's what I was looking for. Love the coaching staff. The facilities were not like any other, and the team really welcomed me. We hung out with them in the dorms. They showed us around the school, and I just knew that this was the place for me.
Ali Pavanelli appeared in 16 games as a freshman, played in all 20 games as a sophomore, and as a junior became an all-Big East player for the Gators. Fortunately for the Orange and Blue, she did not follow in her mom and dad's footsteps.
Both of my parents played basketball in college, and I was always brought up to play basketball, and then they slowly introduced me to lacrosse, and I completely fell in love with it, and I knew that was the track that I was going to take.
Luckily, she loves the game a lot because unlike the Northeast, lacrosse is a fairly new sport here in the Sunshine State.
Anytime I go to the grocery store, in class, my teachers, a lot of them still don't really know much about lacrosse, and whenever they ask me what sport I play, they ask me to explain it to them. And everyone knows what lacrosse is, and then coming down here, it's not as popular, so it's definitely funny to have to explain detail to detail what it is.
Last season, the New York natives set career-high goals with 27, points with 33, ground balls with 14, and caused 6 turnovers. Pavanelli brings 2 attributes to this team that both players and coaches can respect.
So Ali Pavanelli, she is a true midi, and she brings a lot of spunk. I think she's coming into a new senior leadership role, and I think I'm really excited for her to kind of explore that and take control with it.
The power cradle. We always talk about her power cradle. Ali can get through 4 or 5 people. We don't know how, but magically she does it and then finds the net. It's the power cradle.
During these past 4 seasons with the Gators, Pavan Alley's game has improved. She has taken on new leadership roles and she will soon become a Florida Gator graduate. But there is still a title to be won.
Maybe sometimes it's not all about the talent and it's about the hard work and the mindset, and I think that our team this year is solely based on that.
Allie Pavan Alley represents all that is great about being a Florida Gators student athlete, dedicated to her craft and committed to being the best day in and day out. For GatorZone, I'm Natalie Morrison.
Thank you, Natalie. And the lacrosse team is on their way up to face James Madison. They'll play the Dukes Saturday, May 19th at 1 o'clock in the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament.
We wish Mandy O'Leary and the team the best of luck in NCAA action. And we got to get to our last break here on GatorZone, but one of our favorite segments, Top Plays.
Welcome back to the final segment here on GatorZone. It's Top Plays, no Jeff Cardozo, so we're not going to show off any athletic abilities that we have because Megan doesn't want to make me look bad, and I really don't want to make Jeff look bad because we know that would happen. So
instead, we'll just show you our amazing student athletes and everything they did this past week in your Top Plays.
Today's Top Plays are brought to you by Nike.
Over the last 4 batters, he's pitched well to Maldonado, India, Swartz, and now Dalton. And there's a shot to right field and right on cue. A home run for Austin Langworthy. His first home run of the season, and it was scalded to right.
Lippert with the triple to start the game, and he came in to score, and he launches this one to right. McNamee to the wall, looking up. Goodbye, home run. Deacon Lippert with a 2-run shot.
Umpire's discretion.
Well, DeWitt's pretty happy she didn't get hit by that pitch. Here comes his celebration on a Florida walk-off. Matt Dunbar, the home plate umpire, did his job, but Bethune-Cookman may have wished he didn't. DeWitt with a walk-off 8-run rule win for Florida.
Well, there are your top plays, and that's it for this episode of GatorZone, and really this season of GatorZone. We'll have a couple best of episodes headed your way, some of our favorite content, and some new content for you, so check your local listings for those episodes.
And good luck to the Gators in all of their postseason runs. You can always follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Well, for Gareth Gutierrez, it's my partner,
Megan Parler.
And for the wonderful camera work of Shelby Granath, so long, we'll see you next time.